This is not routine. We're jumping from 35,000 feet in the dark, and my passenger doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Fine, whatever you need, but Rahimi is your responsibility. Koenig turns on his heel and crosses the room. Joins Rahimi and Boyce. A brief exchange, and the three men turn to look at me. The lieutenant has assured them I'll play ball. The Afghan officer flashes me a charming smile, nods his head. Motherfucker. The cargo bay of the C-130 is cold and noisy. Every 1,000 feet, the temperature drops 2 degrees. At 35,000 feet, it's minus 40. I'm wearing gloves, and the warmest clothes I own. In his camouflage uniform, Captain Rahimi shivers. Captain Boyce and Lieutenant Koenig didn't tell him to bring his warmies. We sit in 2 rows of 12 men each. Rahimi, seated across from me at the back of the plane, is odd man out. He makes our complement 25. He and I will jump together. We are furthest from the tail ramp, which will lower to allow the platoon to egress. Above the ramp, a traffic light glows red. When it flashes green, we will jump. Ortega, jumpmaster qualified, sits next to Rahimi. Our eyes meet, and he slides his gaze toward the Afghan. The reason for Ortega's concern is obvious. Rahimi is hyperventilating. We're all equipped with helmets, goggles, NODs, and oxygen masks. The masks have been strapped tightly to our faces. The NODs have been flipped up on our helmets, and we stare at each other in the red ambient light of the transport. We've been pre-breathing aviator-grade oxygen for the last hour, moisture-free, to prevent valves and hoses from freezing. More important, the exercise squeezes nitrogen from our blood and tissue. It prevents us from getting the bends, the condition that plagues divers who surface too quickly. The plane's cabin has been depressurized. To an inexperienced jumper, the whole situation feels claustrophobic. Rahimi grew tense during the pre-breathing preparation. Minute by minute, he climbs a ladder of anxiety. Ortega lays a reassuring hand on Rahimi's shoulder. The Afghan looks at him with terrified eyes. My friend motions the captain to mellow out, extends a gloved hand palm down, makes a patting motion. If Rahimi doesn't slow his breathing, he'll pass out. A perfect excuse to leave him behind. I look down at the navigation board strapped to my chest. Altimeter, compass, GPS. I've dialed in the key waypoints. Primary, secondary, and tertiary drop zones. All I need to do is press the requisite buttons, and the device will guide me to a perfect landing. The crew chief and an Air Force jumpmaster enter the cabin. The chief goes to the ramp and holds up his hands. Signals 6 minutes. No point shouting. The noise from the engine drowns out every word. The men in our Delta platoon wear earphones and short-range radios. Line of sight, it is easier to communicate with hand signals. Once out of the aircraft, we will free fall for 5 seconds, open our chutes, and form up. For 20 minutes, we'll navigate under canopy to drop zone 1. Our blocking position will be set up long before the main attack begins. Hydraulics lower the ramp. The red light of the plane's cabin gives way to the night sky. Above, a field of stars. Below, the dark bulk of the Hindu Kush. His back to the ramp, the crew chief motions for us to stand up. As one, we rise to our feet and face the open door. Each Delta checks the equipment of the man in front of him. Parachute harness, main and reserve trays, ripcord cables and pins. Immediately, Ortega and the Air Force jumpmaster begin their work. Rahimi is wearing a tandem harness, and they snap it to the front of mine. There's a lot of tugging and cinching. A civilian tandem harness has 4 points of attachment. The one Rahimi is wearing has more in front. Rahimi is strapped to me. We each carry our personal weapon, but Rahimi has to carry 2 oxygen bottles and our rucksacks. He carries his own bottle and air hose, plus mine. Ortega slaps my back, keys his mic. "You're good to go, Breed." Normally, the slap would be enough. Ortega knows I'm not happy about this jump. My passenger is on the verge of panic. Ortega's